So my plans to head back out to the lake this morning to do some more filming didn't work out. I was starting to head out on the tracks and noticed that my battery voltage was fluctuating and then the alternator wasn't putting out the correct voltage all the time. And just as I pulled into camp the night earlier, the alternator drive belt was making some funny squealing noises. So I pulled up the side of the road, had a feel underneath. I thought I knew what it would be, and I was right. It was the rear mounting bolt on the alternator. I replaced that last year after it fell out, and only just had it out a couple months ago when I was checking it, and it's completely sheared off. So it hasn't just rattled out, but it's completely sheared through. So half the bolt is stuck in the mount. So there's only 2 bolts holding the alternator on, which is fine. I can drive the car like that, but I can't take it any further west into the bush. I have to head back, if I can't fix it now, to civilization, which was really disappointing that actually happened. I don't know why, maybe it's just too much strain on it. The bolt wasn't high tensile, but I don't think any of these bolts are. It may have had something to do with not only the corrugations being pretty rough and driving fairly slow, so I was going through every one of them, but also having the DC-DC charger on. I've been putting that on more recently to use the alternator to charge the 3rd battery, and that may put extra strain on the actual alternator itself to keep the charge and amperage out high enough, which may cause some sort of fluctuating or wobble sort of effect as it comes on. Either way, I'm going to try and take it off again, check to see if I can fix it. If I can't, I'll put it back together and drive out, probably back to Cunnamulla or Charleville, and get a mechanic to drill out the remaining snapped off bolt and then get it replaced with a nice high tensile bolt. So let's get to work and see if we can get this fixed. Progress has been made. I've taken the mount off which holds the alternator on, and I can clearly see the bolt still in there that's snapped off. Looking upon the other bolts, I see that they actually are high tensile, so that's where I went wrong. It's my own stupidity. I didn't put a high tensile bolt in for the back bolt, and that's why it's sheared. It couldn't take the stress. Just put a normal standard mild bolt in. So I'll try and drill this out. I've got some easy outs. I'll see if they'll come out. I may have used a thread locker on this, so hopefully it won't be too difficult to get out. But I can give it a go, see what happens. So I've got the mount clamped here. Got a drill. I'm going to try and drill a nice small hole right in the center of the bolt, and then gradually get bigger and bigger until I got something the right size for an easy out to fit in, and see if we can get this out. Otherwise I might just have to drill it completely out and jerry rig some sort of bolt of some sort. Let's see how we go. Okay, only 10 minutes or so, and I got it out. It came out easily, thankfully. Just an easy out. Didn't use any thread lock on it, thankfully. So I'll get this thread cleaned up a little bit, and then put this mount back on, find a proper size bolt, bolt the alternator back on, tighten everything up, and then we'll see what happens from there. Just going through my spare bolts, and I found 2 bolts the correct size spare. Both of them high tensile, so I'll replace it with one of these. They're both too long, so I'll get my hacksaw out and cut them down to correct size, and we'll put this in.
A useful tip I've since learnt when cutting bolts is to put a spare nut on the bolt and use it as a guide to keep the saw straight and protect the thread.
Repair complete in 3.5 hours, which is really great that I didn't have to backtrack up to Cunnamulla or beyond to get it repaired. I was very lucky that that snapped off bolt did come out so easily. But everything's back together, just about to start it up and give it all a check, make sure the electrical system's running okay, check the belt tightness, and might go for a drive and see how everything goes and recheck all the tightness of the bolts. That's great, I'm prepared. I've got the gear I need to do repairs like this. It's a shame I stuffed up and didn't double check the bolt I used last time to do a bush repair. I should have replaced it with a high tensile bolt, And now I know that everything I put on the engine should be high tensile and not just standard steel. But the one that's in there now is high tensile, so I think I'm set for the next 25 years. 14.4 volts output. Repairs a success.
G'day, I hope you've enjoyed this film. If you'd like to assist in the creation of more videos without being committed to a monthly Patreon subscription or spending any additional money, click on this link, How You Can Help, for several ways you can contribute to my productions. Thanks.